Are you considering buying an EV? You gotta watch this video first. I've had an EV for 5 years. I have a Tesla X and it's been great. I drive a ton and I have close to 100,000 miles on it. When I first got it, I was a bit upset that a $100,000 car had some funny quirks like consistency issues with the finishes. Those frustrations quickly vanished as the tech was just so cool, just miles ahead of the competition. Here are the top benefits of having an EV. Cost savings. EVs are generally cheaper to operate than traditionally gas-powered vehicles because the electricity is cheaper than gasoline and EVs require less maintenance. Environmental benefits. EVs produce zero emissions while driving, reducing air pollution and helping to mitigate climate change. They are also more energy efficient than gas-powered cars, meaning they require less energy to travel the same distance. Quieter operation. EVs are quieter than traditional vehicles, which can lead to more pleasant driving experience for both the driver and the passenger. Convenience. EVs can be charged at home or at public charging stations, eliminating the need to stop at a gas station. Improved performance. Electric motors can deliver instant torque, providing faster acceleration and a smoother driving experience. Government incentives. Many countries offer financial incentives to encourage the adoption of EVs, including tax credits, rebates, and exemptions from certain fees and taxes. Here are 8 things you have to know before you buy one. The estimated battery life that the car tells you is absolute BS. If it tells you 300, you're probably only getting 200. Every EV maker is like this to some extent, and everyone I know who has an EV complains about this. The main factors that will affect your range are temperature, speed, load, terrain, use of AC, and of course how you drive. Range anxiety is real. Range anxiety is that feeling when you're freaking out whether you have enough battery to get to your destination. EVs are not like gas cars where you have gas stations every month. If you run out of juice on an EV, you will be stuck for hours, especially if you're in a rural area. Talk to anybody who's had this happen, and it's awful. Repairs suck. All the existing infrastructure for car repair is mainly for gas-powered cars. If anyone has experienced repairs with an EV, they know it sucks. For example, with Tesla, if you got to go to a Tesla repair shop, there just aren't that many. EV repairs are also expensive and they're time-consuming. I know some people who have had their car in the shop for months over small accidents. Also, EV cars are easier to get totaled than regular gas cars because the repairs can be more complicated. EV insurance rates are higher. They're higher because the cost to repair them is higher. Long distance trips suck. You will have to stop, and if you're traveling during a holiday weekend, charging stations will be packed as well. EV charging stations matter. Even if you have a charging station at your house, you will need to use a charging station outside of your home at some point. Some people in big cities rely on them a lot. I was just in San Francisco and the charging network there was so crowded. It didn't matter what time of day you went, it was crowded. Charging times are no joke. If you go to a gas station, you're looking at about 10 minutes in and out. To charge your car as an EV, you got to set aside 45 minutes for a full charge. That adds up. Lastly, your EV is not as environmentally friendly as you think. Most EV batteries are made in China, and China uses coal for most of its electricity. Also, once an EV goes out of use, those batteries are really awful for the environment. I'm going to elaborate on that. One of the main reasons people choose an EV is because they think it's environmentally friendly. Don't get me wrong, they really are in a lot of ways. The fact that there's no fumes coming out of your tailpipe is huge. But just like a lot of things, the truth is more nuanced. Consider the following. Production. The production of EV batteries requires the mining and processing of metals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, which can have negative environmental impacts. For example, mining can lead to deforestation, soil erosion, and water pollution. And just look up modern cobalt mining. Cobalt mining is the closest thing to modern slavery that you'll ever see. The people working in the mines endure unspeakable conditions. Cobalt mines are one of the saddest things you will ever see. They make Chinese iPhone factories look like resorts. Just look it up and it will break your heart. Disposal. EV batteries contain toxic materials which are harmful to the environment if not disposed of properly. Improper disposal can lead to soil and water contamination and death to wildlife. Recycling. While EV batteries can be recycled, the recycling process is actually very energy intensive. And if the batteries are not recycled, they're going to go back into landfills and they're really toxic to the environment. Supply chain issues. The supply chain for EV batteries is very complex, and there's been a lot of concerns about human rights violations and poor working conditions that we alluded to above. Overall, EVs are amazing technology. It's so cool to never have to go to the gas station. The drive is great, the power is great, the torque is great. It's been an absolute delight for me, but there are some things that have been challenging, such as charge times in the charging network. Sure, I often miss the sound and revving of a gas engine, but I won't go back to gas. I'm not telling you what EV to get, but I could not imagine owning any EV but Tesla, purely due to the fact that there are more charging stations than anywhere for Tesla. And not just by a little. Tesla has about 1,700 dedicated supercharging locations in the US, which is about 1,700 more than the next competitor. That matters a lot. Thanks so much for watching my video. Please hit the subscribe button if you've enjoyed it, and I'll have more content soon.